Guys, if you have been using AI to generate designs for your mobile applications or web applications, then you have to check this tool out for sure. So this tool is particularly built out to generate UI for your mobile application or web application. So in this video, I'll show you how to generate designs with this, and I'll also show you how to get those designs into your IDE like Cursor or Anti-Gravity, whatever you are using. And then we'll also set up an MCP so that this particular Stitch, like the tool that we are going to be using is called Stitch, and it's from Google. So this particular tool will be using MCP so that we'll be getting all the designs that we have in the Stitch into our IDEs. So if this sounds interesting, let's get started with the video. So I leave a link in the description. If you come out to the link, you'll be asked to create an account, which you can easily do by signing up with Google. So once you're done, you'll be having a page similarly like this. So what you have to do is here you have to choose either whatever the thing that you're going with, either app or web. So the UI is messed up here. I'm not sure. So you can either choose whether it's an app or a web, and you can directly go ahead and prompt out your pages and all the design styles that you want to go ahead with. But for this video, I'll just go with either of these prompts. So a landing page for vintage car rental service with large hero image. Okay, let's see how it's going to come up with. And from here you can go ahead and choose out the model that you want to go ahead with. I'll go with 3.0 Pro, and if you want to put out any of the references, you can do that from here. I'll just go ahead by clicking on generate. It's going to take 1 or 2 minutes to generate the first version of it, and then from if you want to go ahead and add any of the other pages, or if you have any of the modifications that you want to do, you can just prompt it out over here and it's going to do the modifications. So I'll see you once the first version of it is generated. So guys, we now have the first version of it. It just generated 2 pages, but I'm okay with it. I'll just proceed with the next thing that will be like whatever the changes that you want to proceed with. Like if you want to change anything, you can just put it out over here. It's going to make the changes. And the next thing that we'll be doing is, so how we'll be actually importing this into our application, like whether it's a Next.js application, if it's a web, whatever the thing that you are building, if you want to import this design. So the first and most easiest way is to screenshot this and then just give it to the LLM, whatever you are using, and ask it to generate the design. That's one thing. But the other way that you can do out here is this Stitch is also providing you an MCP. So with this MCP, you can go ahead and try to integrate this with whatever the IDE that you are using. If you are using Gemini CLI, proceed with this. Cursor, go ahead with this. I'm using anti-gravity. So I'll just copy this out, and then I'll go back to projects here. So just go back to all the, or just go to settings here, and here you'll be just create a API key and copy out the API key as well, and then go to your IDE, whatever you are using. So I'll just try to create a basic like an empty Next.js application. So I'm creating an application. I'll just name it as my app. That works. Okay, so let's wait for it to install. So once it's done, go back to your IDE and just choose out the folder. Let me just open the folder. Okay, now I have opened that in the IDE. So the next thing that you have to do here is you have to set up the MCP, right? So for that, just a second, the agent is currently loading. Yeah. Now here, like I'm using anti-gravity. So if you are using any other IDE, so like I mean the UI might be a different. So just go to MCP servers or find an option called MCP, and there you can set it up easily. So from here, you just have to click on manage MCP servers and just click on view raw config. And here these are the MCP servers that I have added. This is the Superbase one that I was using, and then this is the Stitch, the one that I just added. So from there, you just have to update this API key. So like you have created the API key, right? So just try to update that over here. And then once that is done, again click on manage MCP servers and try to refresh this. So this should now load the Stitch without any errors, as you can see. Now these are all the tool calls that we have. We have create project, we have get project, we have list projects, and these are all the other tool calls that we have. And if I go back now and like I mean, if this is not reflecting, try to reload your, like restart your IDE and then try to refresh it. It would work. Once that is done, you can directly go ahead and prompt it to take the design. So I'm giving it use the stitch design named, let's just check for the name of the project. Just a second. I think, yeah, it's called Vintage Car Rental. So I'll just put out the same name. So very basic prompt. I just gave it to use the stitch design and just gave it the name of the design that we have created. And then we'll just send it out. And now it's going to get the details of it, like get the details of the project. So usually in Stitch, as of now, if I'm not wrong, it's only generating the code like in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I guess so. So now what we have to do is, yeah, it's only generating it out in HTML. Like in future, obviously, it's going to adapt to all the languages. Now, what the agent is going to do is it's going to get the details in HTML. So as that's the only available option, and it's going to like understand it and try to write it in like we are now using Next.js, building out Next.js project, right? So it's going to use that. And like in future, if we have the option here like, I mean, if the Stitch is able to generate the code in whatever the language that we are building in future, it's going to get the exact language, so it would be more accurate. As of now, it has to convert it from one language to another language, right? So now it might not be that accurate, but in future, if the Stitch can come up with more languages, then the design is going to be pixel perfect. That's what I feel. So let's now see for the first iteration how well it can go ahead and design the things. I think it, yeah. So as you can see, this is the code that it actually got from the Stitch. I guess the exact same code, if I'm not wrong. So now it has to like convert it into our preferred language, right? So let's proceed with the plan that it created, and let's see for the. I mean, I'll just show you the first iteration, and let's see if it can come up with our expectations. I mean, I've tried it out previously. So it was like, I mean, the images were not coming that great. Like images were not being rendered properly, but the text and the like the font style and the colors are perfectly there. So that's what happened to me with the previous test that I have done. So let's wait and see how it can come up with. I'll just move my video. Let's wait and see. Once it's done, I'll show you the result. So it is almost done building. So let me just try to run out the development server, and let's just check for it how well it would come up. Okay. So okay, so we now also have the image. So in my previous thing that I have implemented, the images were not being rendered properly. So that's the problem. But now you see, this is the exact almost like this is almost there. So I'm not able to zoom in here. Yeah. So like if you see, this is almost built out along with the same images. Yeah, nice, nice. I mean, usually in my previous design that I have tested out, I have tested it for 5 projects, around 5 times. So, like some of them, the images were also rendered, but for some of the projects, the images were completely missed. So that's the reason I told you. But you see, we now have almost the same UI, like a small tweaks here. Like, I mean, this is just the first iteration. So that's it's completely mind blowing for a first iteration, right? Exactly. So this is how you can go ahead and use out Stitch to create UIs. So you don't have to switch between models or try to iterate with the models. As of now, I feel Gemini 3 is like completely mind blowing at generating the UI. So that's what I feel. This is it for the video. And if you are building things and if you want to like connect with like-minded people or join into a community, so this is completely free community that I've created. And you can like maybe collaborate with some people, or you might find your next customer there. And if you have any questions, like you can post them out, people would be helping you out. And also we have a private chat, you can do that with any of the person in the community. So this is a completely free community to join, and I leave the link in the description for it. So just check it out, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you find it helpful, just give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one.